Welcome to POWERFLOW, where we uncover real-life stories that will leave you speechless. This is the terrifying tale of an au pair's experience that went from innocence to horror, and trust me, you won't believe what happens next. The family seemed normal. 2 parents, both doctors, a quiet girl named Lily, and then there was Brandon. He was 7, with eyes that followed you, always watching. At first, I dismissed it as childhood curiosity, but his gaze lingered. It felt cold, calculating. One night, I caught him staring at me while I slept, his face expressionless. My blood ran cold. Brandon began to lie. Small things at first. Then the lies grew bolder, more sinister. He accused me of things I hadn't done. His parents, blinded by their love, believed him. The tension in the house thickened. Fear became my constant companion. One morning, I found the kitchen knives arranged on the floor, pointing towards my bedroom door. My heart pounded in my chest. Brandon just smiled. That night, I barely slept. Lily's hamster turned up dead, its tiny body mangled. Brandon blamed me. His parents believed him without question. They looked at me with suspicion. Their trust shattered. The final straw came when Brandon claimed I had hit him. He had a bruise on his arm. I hadn't touched him. But it didn't matter. The fear in their eyes told me everything. They asked me to leave. I packed my bags, my heart heavy with a strange mixture of relief and dread. Relief to be escaping the suffocating fear of that house. Dread, because I knew deep down that something truly sinister lurked beneath the surface. And I was leaving a little girl alone with it. I never found out what happened to them. But the memory of Brandon's stare, cold and calculating, continues to haunt me. Months later, I found myself in France. A new family, a fresh start. The agency assured me they were perfect. The Lawrence. They seemed idyllic, wealthy, charming, with a beautiful chateau in the countryside. They emailed me directly. The agency said it was to personalize the experience. They requested I arrive a day early. Mr. and Mrs. Laurent were away, they said. A driver would pick me up. The driver was not who they described. He was gruff, unfriendly. He spoke no English. When I showed him the address, he scowled. We drove for hours. The sun began to set. We were nowhere near the countryside. Panic swelled in my chest. This wasn't right. The driver ignored my questions. He spoke in rapid French into his phone. My gut screamed at me. Something was very wrong. As the car slowed for a toll booth, I saw my chance. I grabbed my bag, threw the door open, and ran. I didn't look back. I could hear the driver shouting behind me, but I didn't stop. I found a police station. They spoke little English. I tried to explain. The driver, the Lawrence, the agency. They looked at me with skepticism. The address I showed them was fake. The agency didn't exist. The Lawrence, the perfect family, had vanished, along with the agency, leaving no trace, except for the chilling fear that clung to me like a shroud, the fear of what might have been. Now I live with the constant reminder that beneath the surface of normalcy, something sinister can lurk, waiting, watching, and sometimes the only escape is blind, desperate flight. Would you have stayed after the first sign of danger? Let me know in the comments. And if you love chilling true stories, hit that subscribe button like this video and turn on notifications so you never miss a new upload. This is POWERFLOW, and I'll see you in the next one. If you dare.